Daylight to all. In this live, I'm going to be discussing what it means to me, some imagery, how it makes me feel, what it reminds me of. And I will also be discussing what I mean when I say so above, so below. So I'm going to be using some imagery that is not mine. And there's so many that I typically use this sort of imagery in my testimonies on my videos that are edit, not live. But I thought it'd be cool to use it with the topic of today, which is so above, so below. So I won't waste any more time and I'll get straight into it. All right, so the first picture is a bathroom. Typically, what we know a bathroom to be: with a bath, a sink, a mirror, and if you're lucky, a window. It's crazy how, if not most bathrooms, if you don't have a modern sort of dwelling, but even still, like, I don't know, it just seems to be, most bathrooms don't have windows. And there's something to that. To me, again, this is my point of view. This is how I see things, how I feel. But I can always find reasons. And my soul's always like trying to justify those things, trying to explain it. So my explanation for why does not all bathrooms come with little windows, just little, windows come in all shapes and sizes, circular, rectangular, uh, all types of widths and lengths, correct? That excites me already. Like, how creative is that? You get to create see, this one is pretty much square. Um, but if you wanted a little circle, just a little one, or just this bit of it, this bit of window, it would make all the difference. Hello. So right now I'm depicting imagery, and I also will be discussing my meaning behind so above, so below. All right, so the first image is, it's funny enough, I say a bathroom, but there's no toilet in the image. I'm sure it's somewhere, maybe. But anyway, yeah, my explanation for them not, everything's mockery here. That's part of the below, the below realm. there's no window in most these bathrooms because there's a sense of, I'm shaking this. There's a sense of freedom. When you have a window, you can see. When you have a window, it's open. When you have a window, there's a breeze, there's air, there's breath. You can breathe. There's sunlight, right? There's air. And to not have a window in the bathroom, like just generally, when they're making these dwelling places, you might literally have to request a window when, say, someone's building, right? Because if you're building, then you're creating your own. Let me move this away so it won't be so jittery. You may want to request one. Again, it doesn't have to be a full rectangle, well, square. It doesn't have to be a big old circle or a wall of a window. It could just be a slight opening just to get some air flow in. Hello. And not to mention the obvious, it's a bathroom. Do you understand that? So don't be surprised when there's mildew or the wall starts to get soggy because of the moisture. Already the mirror is going to get foggy. It's going to be misty. And let's say there's no, this is torture, to say there's no window. This is what it's going to look like. Sorry. Picture that. The walls are going to be moist. And don't even think to close the door. Don't even think. And to have just small proximity, to be in small spaces. Like personally, I have a small bathroom where it's just enough to use the toilet, get in the shower if that's what you like to do. I'm a bath person, but I don't bathe in these tubs. Anyways, that's another story. But my vanity's outside of my bathroom, right? Quote unquote what a bathroom is, the toilet room. That's what it should just be called. But yeah, traditionally, again, I don't have a window in my bathroom. Mind you, this is not a house, but even in houses, if you've not built your own house, then you may have to reconstruct it. You may have to request it because again, it's the mockery to me. I don't know, I'm a deep person, but I know my soul knows the truth. It's like it's the smallest things. It's the smallest things. And you know what it is? It's again my meaning behind what is above also is below. So it may, even though it sounds the way it sounds, it's not always what it sounds like. Like, oh, everything has to match, right? Like there's an image. I'll get to that image. I won't even skip. The part where if what is happening above should also be happening below. Correct. But doesn't mean that it looks the same. You see that? So using this image and just depicting it and having fun and being creative about it, and we're using the window. Yes, just as the window. We love the window. It's exciting. It excites us. And look, guess what? This window actually has like a covering, a door to it. Like you can open it up, whereas you don't have to like pull it up, push it up. Either way, we love it. We love it because we know that there's airflow coming in. On top of that, it's above the tub. So you can get that breeze above you comes down on you. Oh, and let it not be a breezy day. Oh my goodness. You can literally soak in air. You won't even need a fan. You won't even need electricity. You won't even have to use it and then have a high bill because of it. Or mommy or daddy or somebody saying, plug it out, you're going to electrocute it. Whatever the case may be. There will be no need for it. Because we have a window. Yeah, all that for a window. It is the the peace that we're looking for. It is the littlest, simplest things, is it not? When someone says, "What do you want for your birthday?" I just want a bathroom with a window. That's it. A bathroom with a view. And in order to have a view, it needs to be a window. I need to see something, greenery, sun, fill, air, natural air. So, already looking at this picture here, as you can see, my eyes went straight to the window, this bright spot here, because that's where the sun is shining in through. And so let's say above us. So let's say because I guess it's how you want to view it. If you want to view yourself as your current state as the above version, hey, so be it. But in this case, I'm below. This is the below version. And yes, my version may be going through, like in the state, like say in the state of me, I'm going to come back to this because there's other images. If I am in a state of isolation, and it may not be called isolation everywhere, it could just be in a state of self. I could just be wanting to be with myself. That is what's happening above. But it may not look the same. Down here, I may be literally in a state of isolation where I'm just in one place. But up there above, I am still in a state of isolation. I am still in a state of with myself only, but I may be just walking down the road, walking along the sea, but I still have that sense of aloneness. Okay, let's move on. Now, looking at this picture, they literally made it into like, well, it seems like a frame, but it's actually just the window sill and things like that. And this one also has a little hatch to open it up as well. I like that. Like a door. But there's something about an open field. An open green field. Grass, green grass, a sky that's blue. But there's something spiritual about it. And I know it is for many reasons. For one, outside of me, when I go to browse certain pictures, whether I'm using Pinterest or something, I see a lot of this. And so there's a lot of people out there that know the soul, their soul recognizes this scene, this image, this place. And yeah, you can look at it and be like, oh, it's freeing, it's open, but it's more than that. It's like we've been here before. We've been in a place like this. Now, if I wanted to use my life here, I would say, okay, back in the day, it kind of seemed more green. The sky seemed more blue, and the clouds seemed more visible. But I still know there's something spiritual about it, because as below, so above. Okay, so I chose this picture. When I looked at this picture, I instantly thought of the journey. The journey. You see, there's a rainbow, there's a little bit of clouds, there's the field, there's the endless path. And it's, besides all of this, it's vacant. It's like the abyss. Like, that's what I see. It called me. Of course, there's the woman there. But it's almost like she's looking into it, into this void of this journey. Like, yeah, I don't know exactly when it will end or when I will find what I'm looking for, right? Because it's like you know what you're looking for, but you just don't know how that's going to be or when it's going to be, but you know the journey. And this is what I got when I seen this actual image. This one is pretty much self-explanatory. Again, the green grass and the blue skies and the clouds. That's it. Nothing else. It's freedom. It gives off fresh and clean. That sort of fresh air and clean, like you never breathed in air before. It's like exiting this place and going into this sort of world is life. Leaving all of what this was behind and leaving it. And you don't know what's up there because you see nothing is showing other than what you get from it, freedom. But you know that's the way. Okay, so I picked this because as above, so below. The wall is separating them, these two chairs. Picture yourself sitting here, but you also are sitting here. And here's the thing, you're here. Someone says, I'm here. But you may be dressed differently. You may hold things differently, right? You may come with like wounds and scars. This person sits here, well, you on the other side. They both wait, they both sit. They both know something's missing. What's missing? The wholeness. Because right now there's a wall separating you. And it's like almost making it so you versus you. And so there's the lower version and then there's the higher version. There's the below and then the above. But they both need each other to become one. They both need to, there needs to not be any wall between you and you. Right? So there's a veil there. The veil just needs to be knocked down. Okay, so I picked this image. Thought it was cool, the brown paper bag. And let's say this is tea, not coffee. I picked this image because this is the passenger seat, this is the back seat. And you see a lot from the back. Not always trying to be in control or be the driver. Don't really know where you're going, but you're enjoying the scene. Or maybe you're not, but you have to trust who's in control because you're in the back and you have your snacks. So just chill. Just have faith. Simply. Okay, so this one may seem a bit creepy. I know. But I saved this one because for me, staircases are very spiritual to me for some reason. And when I say that, I just mean when I see them, it makes me feel something. I don't know what quite makes me feel like. It's just, it draws to me. a very empty staircase, almost like it's waiting for me. You know, it has to be empty. It can't be crowded with people on it. I don't want it. I don't want that picture. I want one where it's just empty, just like this one. Now, it could have been any staircases. I've used staircase images in my testimony videos that I edit, but I chose this one because, you know, looking around this staircase, it does seem like an unfortunate place. And it's like we don't know what's up there, but we do know what's down here. But the light is shown on the staircase, so you need to go up there. Go up there. That's it. We're going upstairs. That's all we know. Okay, next. This image, it just reminds me of every time that I've tried to decorate, or I caught myself decorating, or I've decorated because I've been in my place for 10 years plus. Well, 10 years. I end up always taking everything away. Everything needs to be bare. Yeah, I can like something, I can look at, I can think it's pretty, or I could say, "Oh, I want the sun. I don't want all the light in." But I love it when it gets dark and I can open the windows and the curtains. I love to let the night fall in. But the sun, just like most when you're working or something like that, you want just to shut it out. You want darkness. And so when I seen this picture, it just reminds me how I always go back into tearing the veil down, the curtain, and allowing it to bear through and bear out. And yeah, so this one is funny to me because this is how I truly would like things to be. I would like to think things to be bare, no hassle, just minimal, nothing, just as it is. So already we've gone through this image. Now, this one says, it's okay to disappear until you feel like you again. Again, I can say I don't know, but I do know. I've come to know that these several years, but mainly these couple years, where there's things that are happening behind the veil, happening above me, and it's coming down as below. Just as things are happening below is also happening above me. And I've had a choice and no choice but to disappear. Simply disappear. And I've had to adjust to that in a way where I've become sort of untrustworthy because I'm used to being that person that's like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so I've been in a weird place where I've said things, I've said I would do it, or I'd go here and I couldn't. I wouldn't do it because I have to feel like me again. Just like I know I have to do my father's business. I have to do my duty. Whatever is set for me to be and do above me is so below. No, I don't play any games. Okay. So this is another one. You could say, oh, this is a staircase in a way, but that's not what drew me to it because clearly you can't really see the staircase. You can just see the rail, the banister. What drew me to this picture particularly was there was a dream a while ago, and nothing to the dream, but just that it reminded me how that dream was more vibrant and it looked just like this. Um, the dream was based off of, it seemed like we were vacationing and this was a rental place. This was the rental place. And I remember it being wood, a lot of wood floors, wood banisters, and like it would creak. And I remember finding my room and I'm like, oh, this is my room. And I entered through the bathroom and I'm like, oh, yeah, I like this. I like this. And that's what drew me to this picture because it was like, yeah, in that place above, it seemed vibrant, but here and below, it seems very dull. But we're in the same places. I'm still stepping in the same doorway, entering the same house, walking on the same wooden floors. But this place seems old and run down and dull. But the dream, the higher version, the above me, was walking into a place that was wood, had the same floors, the doors, but it was alive. There was excitement. So that's what brought me to this image. So we've gone through these. Now this one should be self-explanatory. This seems like solitude in this little room right here. Nothing but just stone cold walls. It symbolizes to me a lesson. What can you learn in a place like that? A lesson. You're just left with you and your thoughts. And the door is open, but the door could have been closed, but now it's open. And so that's a big sign that I was in that room for a reason. I was stuck in that place. But now that the door is open, and it, from my understanding, seems like only the door can be opened from the outside. Someone has opened it on my behalf. So that tells me I was never in control on far as how long I was going to be in this place of isolation. But now that I'm free, I'm sure things will come. Everything will be known that it's time. Whatever it may be time for, it's just time for me to get out of this place. Okay. This is another image that reminds me of what peace feels like and what it looks like. I like nothing. I like nothing. It helps as well with how I grew up here. I didn't have nothing, really much of anything. This is clearly how my rooms looked growing up. I didn't have a TV or any of those things in my room. But I also like to live like this. I again my soul always reminds me, and then I come to the conclusion that my soul's reminding me of, just as we would believe, our soul reminds us of who we were, who we are. So it reminds me of how I lived, how I used to live. It reminds me of the true way I want to live. Even if I'm decorating things, it's like I can be impulsive and just feel like, oh, well, I need this because, this is traditional, or I need this because it's conventional. Like it makes sense. But really, I wake up one day and my soul starts to lead. And it's like, well, we can give this away because I don't like this. I don't like the clutter. I don't, it's, my soul is at peace when there's nothing. Like when you can just walk and not stumble on anything. That's how it feels. That's how it wants to feel. Like I just want to go and go and go, and there not be anything in my way. So this picture right here is just simple, simplistic. And there's also a window. Perfect. I also like this image because of the shadows, reflections. I love a good window reflection that shines in. And there we have it. As above, so below. And like I said, there's the tree, but do they look exactly the same? No, they don't. But are they the same? Yes. Yes, indeed. And we're wrapping up. Ancient dreams in a modern world. Ancient dreams. I've dreamed dreams. I've known these things. I've felt these things. I sense it in a modern world, in a modern land. I said, in a modern world, in a modern land. They say new, no, they say old gods on new streets, or new gods on old streets. But I think I like it the first one better. Okay. This one is very intimate. It just seems like more of an intimate place. Who doesn't love an intimate place with a nice yellow lighting to set the mood? And there's a window, and as below, so above. Your past becomes a fog within you. This is very important because the soul holds all things. That's the treasure. That's what you should treasure, your soul. Never let it go. Never let anyone, I don't know what people could do with their soul, but just don't don't want to destroy that. Don't do anything to destroy it. Your soul is what keeps all things when the mind and the body grows weak and it grows old and it forgets and it becomes like a fog within you. But the soul holds everything, all your lifetimes. All right. I always love when I see this picture. It just, again, it draws me in because it's how I see myself. I see myself as a very independent, go with the wind type of woman, soul, spirit. I'll go endlessly, not limited. That's what I always sense in me. So when I see a picture like this, it just reminds me the depths that I would go, that I've been in so many low places. This may be the lowest, but I'm able to be in these places and not just survive, but just endure it. I could be in such a place of emptiness and desolence. But as long as I am with me in all these places, with or without nothing, below or above, I am enough and I am never alone. This one here drew me because there's that void. There is that thing that is always there to remind you, like your soul. You can go into that place, you can come out of it, but it always shows up in everywhere you go because it's in you. So it doesn't matter where you go, there's always that void. Okay. This one here, I had a dream sort of similar to this where it's the stone for me. It's the rock. It's so organic and authentic that that's another thing that I love. I see myself living and constructing my dwelling in such materials that's natural material. And then how it's so open. There's no doors, no locks. I can just walk out. And then there is in this case, the horizon. So we've gone through all these. This one, this image here reminds me of how, uh, say I'm standing here, right? The one maybe viewing this in order for people to see. And everyone else is doing everything else in their own world, in their own mind, in their own soul. But I, for some reason, the soul of me is awake and is outside rather than inside. Rather is would rather be below in this case rather than above. It's just another way of explaining how I'll do what it takes. If that's what it takes to, doesn't matter what time or how low or how high, I'll be there. I'm ready. This one is the soul straight up inside of me. So when we fall asleep or when we think that we're dreaming or when we are dreaming, sorry, we go inside of ourselves. This is what I see. This is what I see when I look at this image because it's me and inside of me. So it's I looking at I. And when I'm in a dream, I'm looking at myself. So when I wake up, I can recount everything because it was like the eye in the sky looking down at me in this place, right? But from the outside reality, I'm dreaming. I'm in a state of subconsciousness. Like I'm in a place, but it's me. All right. So above, so below. The other side, still me. These two versions. But is it quite the same? No. But it's still me. All right, this version, this image reminds me of how I would go limits, how I would just go. There's something about a road. I've, even when I have a dream about just walking on a road, it's enough for me. I'm good. I'm at peace. I love it. And it's better to be on feet, especially when you have no limits. You can take the weather, you can endure it, then go and go and go and keep going down the road. I also like how they captured the light that was coming from the sky. And that is it. And I'll leave it there.